uh, apparently the PS2 was like 25 years old yesterday. Um, but this is the Slim. I wonder how long that laser is gonna last before it doesn't work anymore. But I literally have burned PS2 games there because the 60 hertz again. The difference between this is still 60 hertz though. This is still 60 hertz, but not every game, not every game scales to the screen completely. So like for example, this game for example, uh, is one of the first PS2 games, but the PAL version. I have this game physically. Originally, like legitimately, but the PAL version only has 50 hertz. So that and there's another. I kind of just learned it because why not? This is a game. I think this has 60 hertz. This is a arcade edition. Yeah, they some guys released a patch, so I think it kind of fixed the game. Cause first it came out on console, then it actually had an arcade version. Soul Calibur 3, and then the console version wasn't updated the same way the arcade version was. They some fans patched it in themselves. Uh, some games, for example, this game, Dark Cloud, I have physically, but legitimately on with the PS2 cover and all. But the game only has 50 hertz, so you burn the 60 hertz version. So there are a lot of games. So I didn't know this Burnout Dominator, for example. I didn't even know this game existed. But I think uh, the PAL version, I burned the PAL version, and that only had 50 hertz. So it's one of those things because now though you can have every game on that chip. Like you can have every game. There's a card. You put in that card, and then you can have every disc on that one card. So you can kind of do that now. So having discs is kind of outdated, I guess. But you can do that. You can buy a card, and you can have every game on one of these cards playing through one of these cards. So it's kind of so you don't have to worry about replacing the disk drive. Um, this is another one of these. This is another Simpson game. You had Hit and Run, and then you had a 2007 game, which also came out for PS2. It came out for PS2, Xbox 360. I don't know, maybe PS3, but this is a PS2 version. Um, and I mean, this happens to games though. Or consoles is that you can you can literally, this it's kind of interesting. Um, I think some of these games I have like I have this game. This game I have normally with a official cover physically, but it doesn't have 60 hertz. And so if it doesn't have 60 hertz, it has this black as you can see. But this game is still 60 hertz. Sometimes the game doesn't scale, but normally when the game has 50 hertz, you get this black. So that's why you burn the 60 hertz game. Um, but it's kind of a situation where I think I've burned some games that I don't have originally, but that's who cares at this point. But you're probably better off getting the memory card version, though. So you buy a memory card and then, but you still have to download every game though. You still have to download all the games, all. But it probably takes. I mean, it doesn't take all that much. I think it probably takes like it doesn't take all that much effort, and then you don't need to have. And then you don't need to have You know, this happens with consoles, so you have every game on one chip instead of having all these different physical games. You just have them on one chip because it's easier. Yeah, and yeah, PS2, yeah, 25 years old and shit. That's why you still have an old TV around, because old consoles still need it. Always flat screen, but it's yeah, that laser though. How long is that gonna last? Like that laser? Oh, it was still spinning. Like that laser right there is still original. And if you still have disc, like if you still have a disc, like you're going to probably have to you're probably gonna have to replace that laser, or maybe get a memory card version. The memory card version is better, so that's probably the best way to go, to have every game on a chip, so you don't even have to have a disc. That's probably the best way to do it now. You know, it's probably something like that.